Welcome to 18th Century Cooking. I'm your host, John Townsend. And if you're like the rest of us, you have mountains of leftover Thanksgiving Day food, and you want to know what to do with it. Let's find out what they did back in early America. Thank you for joining me today as we savor the flavors and the aromas of the 18th century. So here on the channel, we just got done with the giant turkey cook-off, the contest between Ryan and I, and so we have 2 turkeys to deal with. If you haven't checked out that episode, make sure to go back and check that out. We had a lot of fun. We learned a lot. But the question is, what happens in the 18th century when they've got leftover parts of birds like this? Lots of leftovers. I went through the cookbooks, found this wonderful section here in The Lady's Assistant by Charlotte Mason. This one is a late century, 18th century cookbook, English, but it's got a lot of wonderful recipes. And it's got this one that it shows up right after glazed turkey. Doesn't that sound good? Right underneath it, like you just got done eating the glazed turkey, now what are you gonna do with it? It says turkey hashed. Mix some flour with a piece of butter, stir it into some cream and a little veal gravy till it boils up. Cut the turkey into pieces not too small. Put it into the sauce with grated lemon peel, white pepper, mace pounded, and a little mushroom ketchup. Simmer it up. Later on, a couple pages later, there's a very, very similar one that talks about fowls hashed. So maybe you don't have a turkey, maybe you've got duck or you've got chicken. It doesn't have the mace in it, it has nutmeg in it. Yeah, that's what we need, right? So that's what they're doing with these wonderful leftovers. They're making a hash, and that shows up multiple times in these 18th century cookbooks, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to start off by slightly warming up our pan and putting in a ball of butter covered with flour. We might have to add a little bit more flour, but that's how we're going to start. We're going to melt that in our pan. Once our butter has melted, we can add cream. We don't know exactly how much. I'm going to start with 1/4 cup of cream, and then we'll add more if we need to. Now we can add gravy. Now it talks about veal gravy, so maybe they're thinking that we don't have any gravy left over from our turkey because we ate it all up in the first meal, right? Because we love gravy. I've still got some drippings from our turkey, so I'm going to use our turkey drippings or our turkey gravy instead. Once our sauce is all heated up, we can add in our turkey. Again, this is turkey hash. It's not big pieces and not little pieces. Nice pieces that can warm up easily in our sauce here. And we're going to add these up, get them to warm up. Once we know that it's warmed up down to the middle of that turkey, it is ready for our spices, the final stage. And our spices, we've got lemon zest, we've got white pepper, some mace, which is the cousin to nutmeg. If we don't have mace, we can go ahead and add nutmeg instead. And then the final little touch is mushroom ketchup. Once we stir those spices in, we let them kind of mingle just for a minute or two, and then we can serve it up. So the later recipe that has fowls hashed, that says serve it up on sippets. So that's what I did here. I toasted some wonderful bread, put that on the bottom, then we can pour this wonderful mixture up on top. Let me tell you, the smell is very promising. I can't wait to try this out. Let's do that right this second. Let me get a little bit here. So good. So turkey by itself can be dry. You can really have trouble with turkey. And even when it's moist, it can be a little tasteless. This brings it all out. It's really good. The gravy's all moist. We brought in all those wonderful drippings. Then we've got the butter, and the flour thickens it up so it's really nice and thick. And then we've got those spices that end up on top. That white pepper, the mushroom ketchup, you won't believe it, but it really kind of peaks it up right at the end. Notice there was no salt in this because it doesn't need it. It's in that mushroom ketchup. It's in these other things. So it is so very, very good all by itself. It's so creamy with that, well, like almost like cheese with the cream in there. And it cooked long enough to get really nice and thick. Went all the way through. I would say, I'm probably gonna make some people angry here. This is better than turkey by itself. It's almost like, forget Thanksgiving, let's wait for the day after so we can make turkey hash. This is so good. So there you have it. This is leftover Thanksgiving Day meal right out of the 18th century cookbooks. It couldn't be better. If you get a chance to try this, I guarantee you will love it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching.